your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming transit of planet Mercury, which on July 2nd is going to be entering its own sign of Gemini. So now friends, as you know this thing that Mercury, which is a planet of communication, of travel, of friendship, all sort of trade and commercial activities is something which we associate with the planet Mercury. And the beauty of the Mercury is that it is such an impressionable planet, it's such a flexible planet that it actually mold its qualities as per the need of the hour. So now friends, from July 2nd till July 16th, Mercury is going to be in a very strong dignity. And like the way many astrologers are like posting videos and content on this topic, that now planets are actually coming into a very strengthened state in transit, like Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Rahu, Ketu, Mars. So all the planets are in their very potent state. So trust me, making right and good use of your discriminatory intelligence, making use of your influence and your opportunistic nature, good results can be acquired during this time. Like the way friends, we say this thing that out of all the planets, like if we have to designate the department to all the planets in the planetary council, so Mercury actually gets the department of being a manager, being a multitasker who knows how to manage everything. So okay friends, now we will shift our discussion to the customized rising signs. So starting first with the Aries rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to be gaining its dignity right over there in your third house. Over and above that friends, because whenever we have to study the transit, we have to study it in combination with other planetary contribution as well. So like the way I have already mentioned this thing, your first house is right now in such a empowered state because of your ascendant lord getting conjunct with Rahu over there. So your intelligence, your thinking pattern and your energy is all time high. So trust me, with this entry of Mercury in your third house, and if you work in the domain of Mercury or the matters or the areas of the third house, you being working in the fields of sales, media, marketing, commission business, travel and tour business, so all those people can get benefited. Trust me friends, the only thing right now which is making you guys vulnerable is your own temper, your own energy, outburst of the energy, if that is getting qualified in your case. But if you are not falling prey to the vulnerable side of the overall planetary alignment, individually Mercury can create lot many opportunities for you. Friends, the transit of Mercury tend to remain for a very small section or period of time. So whatsoever you want to extract out of this planet of intelligence, this planet of resourcefulness, so the window remain very small. So you have to act with agility, with very go-getterness. So a kind of a proactive mode is something which is required out of all the Aries rising people. During this time, you will be able to make use of your contacts. You might also be able to make good friends as well. Your siblings might also prove to be very helpful for you. And any travels, any short journeys taken by you during this time can actually give some very good results. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Taurus rising people. So now friends, in your case, this entry of Mercury is going to be taking place right over there in your second house. Now friends, Mercury becomes a very important planet for you guys because it has got a rulership of your fifth house. And like the way friends, fifth house in itself tells about our intelligence, our medha, our memory. And Mercury is the significator of intelligence. So overall, if you will find Mercury to be well placed in a Taurus rising person's chart, trust me, this person can do very good in the life. So like friends, let's say for example, if you have your own business, you work in a banking field, anything to do with the financial industry, or speaking or communication is an integral part of your line of work. You being a singer, you being a musician, you being a stand-up comedian, if you are in that nature of work where you have to debate a lot, you have to make very quick decision making, you work in a very fast-paced environment, so good results can be acquired. Trust me friends, over during this time, I can actually give you guys a free hold for looking forward to some new opportunities, developing new market, looking forward to some new innovative ways how you can improve your offering. So overall friends, specifically for all those people who are working in the fields of media, marketing, or where it's like social media is playing an integral part, or in your line of work, resourcefulness, your contacts, your kind of your charisma plays a very part. So all those people can get benefited. Trust me friends, your communication is going to be the highlight of this half month of July, where because of your very convincing communication skills, you will be able to make some very good profits because of the entry of Mercury over there in your second house. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Gemini rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to be transiting right over there in your first house. So now friends, I've said this thing so many times, like if you will find a Mars to be very strongly placed right over there in your first house. Now this could be in your natal chart or even in the transit. So during the transit, you will definitely get this feeling that suddenly people are feeling threatened, they are feeling challenged because of my energies. But when you will find a planet of friendliness to be transiting right over there in your first house, so definitely your energies or the charm of yours tend to remain very friendly. Like people are interested in you, they want to become friendly with you. Suddenly everyone is laughing at your jokes and everything. So definitely friends, Mercury is your ascendant lord and your fourth house lord as well. So all the domestic matters or the family members will prove to be of great help during this time. Your communication skill is definitely going to be very convincing. You will be able to make some good connection, good friends as well. All the travels, all the journeys will prove to be very beneficial to you. The only one flaw or vulnerability of this entry of your Lagnesh, your ascendant lord in the first house, is that many times it can make someone very fickle, very restless, and rather than concentrating on the details, people tend to act a little bit superficial. So just work on those areas. But overall friends, like whether you are connected with sales, media, marketing, travel and tour, or digital media, being an influencer, being a blogger, being a writer, or in any way, like right now you have your own business, you are a freelance self-employed person, you're about to initiate any important project. And also friends, even the matters of the fourth house will also prove to be much in your favor during this time when Mercury is going to be transiting right over there in your first house. Because friends, briefly, like for the rest of the remaining transit of the sun is also going to be conjunct with Mercury right over there in your first house. So definitely friends, lot of glow, lot of limelight is going straight in your first house, so make best use of it. Moving ahead friends, now for all the like Cancer Lagna people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to be entering right over there in your 12th house. So many times friends, what we have seen is that the entry of Mercury in the 12th house makes someone a little bit restless. Like in the back of the mind, like you might be portraying this thing that you are focusing on the work in your hand, but in the back of your mind you are worried, or your mind is being distracted all the time because of some other calculation which is going in the back of your mind. So if only you can work on the concentration power of yours during this time. Second thing is that friends, now let's say for example, if your business is straight away connected with the matters of the 12th house, like working in the fields of imagination, artistic, creative pursuit, anything to do with the import, export, travels, so all those people can still get benefited. But friends, I always say this thing, Mercury's transit in the water houses always has got this vulnerability of uncertainty, being not very confident or being very vacillating in your decision making. So only if you can work on those areas, this entry of Mercury in your 12th house can actually generate some very good results as well. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Leo rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury becomes a very important planet for you guys. So Mercury is actually the treasurer for all the Leo people because it has got the rulership of your second house of your finances, 11th house of your income, of your gains. So its entry in the 11th house can be seen as a very good energy. Trust me friends, during this time you will be able to make a lot many new contacts, new friends, socialization, going out for parties, meeting people, being introduced to new people. And the beauty over here is that if let's say for example, if you are in that nature or line of work where you are all the time looking out for new clients, new collaboration, new sponsorship, if you work in any sales, marketing, pyramid marketing. So trust me, this can be seen as a very beneficial transit for all the Leo Lagna people. And friends, I have already mentioned this thing at the beginning of this video, because it's not only the Mercury, because the way all the planets are contributing in this month, because of the contribution coming from Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, all the planets in their strong dignity. So trust me, if you will play your cards right, any socialization or your opportunistic personality or behavior or attitude, your driven approach and attitude can actually generate some very good results. So trust me friends, for any commercial activity, for the income and financial gain perspective, this entry of Mercury in your 11th house can be seen as a very good sign. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Virgo rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury becomes your ascendant lord, and the transit of your ascendant lord in the 10th house can be seen as a very good sign. That in itself tells about that whole of your energies and your focus will go during this time in the matters of your 10th house. We always say this thing, wheresoever ascendant lord goes, it always increase the signification or enhance the positive qualities pertaining to the matters of that house. So definitely friends, this half of the month when Mercury is going to be transiting in your 10th house, it will definitely make you a very good multitasker. If in your line of work, communication, giving presentation is an integral part of work, or too much of the traveling or dealing and managing big teams is an integral part of your line of work, so all those people can get benefited. Also friends, because like the way I have already mentioned this thing, Sun is also going to be conjunct in the 10th house as well. So you will be able to discover a lot of your hidden talents and potential which you might not have realized before. Friends, in any case, right now in the transit, planets are in a very strong dignity, and over and above that, this entry of Mercury in your 10th house can be seen as a very good sign for focusing and prioritizing your work. And if you will play your cards right, due to the support of your people at work front, like during this time, even your bosses are going to be a lot in your favor. They will listen to your point of view, your perspective. So definitely friends, in the work front, I'm actually looking forward to some positive, good developments. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Libra rising people. So now friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that Mercury becomes a very important planet for you guys. It has got the rulership of your 12th house as well, but most importantly, the house of your luck and fortune, the 9th house. And Mercury is going to be entering over there, which can be seen as a very good sign. Because friends, from the past couple of weeks, your 8th house was little bit accentuated. And before that, like even Mars was a lot for the time period was also transiting in your 6th house. So whenever in the transit these houses gain power, they kind of makes us vulnerable towards conflict, towards aggression, hidden energy. But now as Mars has already entered your 7th house, and your 9th house of luck and fortune is going to get empowered in the transit, so that will definitely generate some very positive and good news for all the Libra people. So I would say friends, even from the perspective of the travel or luck supporting you, right set of mentors, advisors, guiding you in the right direction, and let's say for example, any travel undertaken by you during this time can prove to be very beneficial for you. And also friends, in any specific or major areas of the life where things have come to a standstill, you are just lacking that sort of direction, that sort of epiphany or guidance. So during this entry of Mercury in your 9th house, you might be able to receive that set of guidance or hope for your future course of path. And lastly, future course of path, yeah, I guess that word is right. And lastly friends, during this time, this can be seen as a very positive and a beneficial time for the worship of Lord Vishnu. Like I would say that recitation or hearing the Vishnu Sahasranam can be seen as a very good remedy in order to encash the best of this transit of Mercury in your 9th house, or to empower your house of luck and fortune. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Scorpio rising people. So now friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that Mercury is not a very auspicious planet for you guys, but in transit Mercury is definitely going in your 8th house, which is kind of making you, friends, I will not use the word as vulnerable, it's just like that, because when planet tend to remain in a good dignity in its own sign, it can actually manifest some good results. And as you know that Mercury is always curious, and if your mind is going in investigation, making you very explorative, and with the conjunction of Sun as well in your 8th house, it can actually develop some Positive news, specifically if you're already working in the matters of the 8th house, anything to do with the insurance, revenue, research, occult sciences, mantra, sadhana, so all those people can get benefited. And friends, because whenever we talk about the 8th house, so 8th house also has got some hidden unpredictable financial rewards as well. So depending on the yogas which you have in your chart, the kind of dashas you are going through, so 8th house can also generate those results as well. During this time, friends, I would say that the specifically out of all the water houses, the influence, entry or transit or placement of Mercury in the 8th house many times makes us vulnerable. The kind of people you hang out with, you associate with, the kind of friends you have, what is their true authentic intentions are for you. So just try to remain very much cautious and careful regarding the friends or people around you, their intentions and their influence on you. Only if you can work on that area, your mind is definitely going to be working in a very insightful, in a very researchful way. And if you are already working in those fields as well, then good results can be anticipated during this entry or this transit of Mercury from your 8th house. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Sagittarius rising people, so now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to be entering right over there in your 7th house. So definitely, friends, your partner is definitely going to be acting very humorous, is like going to be acting like a clown in the home, making you happy with his or her jokes. So Mercury's entry in the 7th house is definitely going to fill your matrimonial experiences with complete laughter, humor, last moment travels and good experiences and adventure can be foreseen with this entry of like Mercury in your 7th house. Now friends, as you can fairly see that Mercury in your case has got the rulership of your like 10th house as well. So the transit of 10th house lord in the 7th house is generally considered as a very Raj Yoga, a very Uch Pad Yoga kind of alignment and combination. So let's say for example, during this time, if you, whether you have your own business, like, because whenever we talk about from the commercial perspective as well, 7th house is the prime house of business, of law, of the court houses and all of that. So I would say friends that definitely during this time regarding the commercial aspect of the life, so all the business and the business connected people and the traders, I'm looking forward to some new opportunity, work related travel, and might be able to, because of the support of the influence you have in the community, or because of the support of someone known or a good friend of yours or a business partner of yours, some good development in your business front can actually take place. And also friends, for the service professional as well, being considered for a new role, some sort of travel, recognition, appreciation. So I would say this entry of Mercury in your 7th house overall is creating a very light-hearted, a very positive, explorative energy for all the Sagittarius rising people. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Capricorn rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to be entering in the transit in your 6th house, which can be seen as a very good sign. Because friends, to begin with, Mercury has got the rulership of one of your important trine house. The second thing is that friends, even in the original Kalpurush Kundli, this is the house where Mercury originally attains exaltation. So because of which friends, Mercury's transit or its entry in your 6th house will definitely develop or generate some very positive news. Now friends, specifically if you are a service professional, you work in any sort of multinational organization, you are in health industry, you are in fitness industry, anything to do with the law, arbitration and all of that, so all those people can get benefited. Now friends, like when we talk about the Gemini zodiac sign, it has everything to do with the frivolousness, with the travels, with the fun and the laughter side of the personality. But in a way, because 6th house demands a lot of perfection, lot of hard work, so I'm actually looking forward to that you will create a very friendly environment all around you, but with that support of the people around you, you will work with the best of your skills. So definitely friends, during this time your maternal uncles might also prove to be very favorable, very helpful to you if that is getting qualified in your case. And definitely friends, because of your good multitasking skills, your multitasking nature, you will be able to do justice to any job, any project, any work which is going to be allotted to you during this time. And definitely friends, support of luck will definitely help you in any conflicting situation which you might encounter at work front. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Aquarius rising people. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to be transiting in the 5th house. Now friends, whenever we talk about the Aquarians, the only one thing which come to our mind is that they are very genius, they are very out of the box thinker, they are very scientific. So trust me friends, like 5th house, which is the house of intellect and mental faculties for everyone. But over and above that, because for the Aquarians, Mercury is a planet of discriminatory intelligence. Its placement and its signs placement in the 5th house is a one good sign. And over and above that, the other wires of the Mercury connects and pulls out the energy from the 8th house, going in the depth, looking at things which other people might have ignored or overlooked. So over and above that friends, Mercury is actually a very important and key planet for all the Aquarians, and its transit in the 5th house will definitely enhance all the mental intellectual qualities of the 5th house. If you are a student, you will get benefited, your grades can also get improved, or if you have to appear in any important exam, you will be able to excel with your performance. If you work in the fields of stock market trading, you can also get benefited. All those people who are in the fields of entertainment, creativity, or if in your line of work, like you are a spiritual enthusiast, so this energy of Mercury in your 5th house will also be very supporting in that direction as well. And for all those people who are driven towards the recreational aspect of the life, enjoyment, partying, socializing, or anything to do with the love, romance, so the energy and the presence of Mercury in the 5th house is definitely going to be generating very good results for all the Aquarius rising people. And last friends, for all the Pisces rising people, so now friends, in your case, Mercury is going to be entering right over there in your 4th house. So now friends, let's say for example, if in your profession, if in your livelihood, you are dealing and engaged in the 4th house connected matters, anything to do with the construction, with real estate, interior decor and all of that, so all those people can get benefited. Also friends, because the entry of Mercury, that too in its own sign, a sign of curiosity, of knowledge, of sharing of information, and its conjunction with Sun as well. So definitely friends, you will work hard, you will be able to make some very positive growth and progressive development in the matters of the 4th house. But when we talk about from the inner emotional peace perspective, over there the presence of Mercury can create a very conflicting energy. Like suddenly you are trying to rationalize all of your emotional ties, all of your emotional relationship. Now this could be your relationship with your mother, this could be with any family member. So that is the only vulnerability which Mercury creates whenever it starts influencing the original house of emotions and feelings. But friends, when we talk about the practical, rational, or the material side connected with the 4th house, or if that is getting straight away qualified in your case, if you are working in those lines, in those fields only, then all those people can get benefited. And also friends, these days a lot of us are actually working from our home. So if you are like in that mode, or your lifestyle, your work style, or your profession straight away is coming in the purview of the 4th house, so trust me friends, good results can be anticipated with this entry of Mercury in your 4th house. So this is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on this upcoming transit of Mercury in its own sign of Gemini for all the rising signs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine signs of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page.